Hey, what's going on, YouTube friends? Welcome back to the shop. It's been a little bit since we made a video. We have been gathering up boat parts, man. We have been trying hard to get wiring harnesses for Mercury, cables, through-hole fittings, you name it. We've got all kinds of goodies now. We got boxes of stuff for this Majek, and so we're gonna get ready to start throwing down some wiring, some fuel hoses. We've got some drain fittings in the back we need to put in back here. We're waiting on our trim tabs. We're waiting on our jack plate. And so we've got some minor things we can do, some rigging, water fuel separators, rigging hoses, some other things. So we've got a lot to do. In this video, I'm going to show you, we're going to put our drains in through here. They're going to come out the back. There's the back drains right there with the scuppers in them. I'll show you that. These are, they got built-in scuppers inside of them, a little one-way valve. Those are 1.5 inches. And those are going to be mounted back in the back corner on the transom so the water can drain. You see we got our hole there already. And there's our rigging tubes. So, but all right, well, let's get started. Let's go ahead and put these drain plugs in. And got our black 5200 sealant and our stainless steel screws. And so let's do some measuring and drill some holes and let's set it in there. That come out just perfect. That is come out a real clean hole, and our outside plug is going to fit in just like that, and it's not too low, it's not too high. So what we're going to do is we'll take some 5200 and smear this hole real good, and then put this fitting in with our screws. So I'm gonna silicone this up real good, and we'll move to the other side. All right, so what you should do is take your 5200 and smear it in that hole really well, inside and out. Another thing, these stainless screws, when they go in, they like to break off. So what I like to do is take a small drill bit and drill pilot holes here and here, and the way I mark that is I put this fitting inside of here, and I'll mark here and there, and then I'll drill my holes, because 9 times out of 10, if you try to run this screw in there straight without drilling a pilot hole, it's going to break off on you, and then you got a problem. So something else you have to fish out and try to fix when you could just put a little bit of effort into it and not have any trouble. So what we're going to do is take our 5200 and our back of our fitting here. We're going to put a little bit around it, all the way around it. Okay, don't be scared to be messy here, because the more actually the better to keep some water out. So we don't want no water getting in between our fittings and our transoms. And there's a lot of pressure right in this area too, so just be mindful of that when you go to put this in. All right, so we got that done. It's kind of messy. Then go ahead and put our fitting, our drain plug fitting, up against the transom here. That feels good. Sitting in a good bed of sitting in a real good bed of that 5200. Uh-oh. Oh, I dropped it. Oh man. Stuff can be messy. All right, so let's get a screw in here. So that does that again. Trying to find my hole here. There it is. Okay. That sucked up nicely. Let's put the one on the other side here. Now, that fitting's in there really well. Got a lot of sealant oozing out everywhere. Take a rag and wipe it all off your gel coat. Clean your fitting back up. Alright guys, and that is all there is to that. Get another rag real quick. Okay. Let's clean him up real good. Spent the extra money and bought the stainless. Make it look nice. That looks really good. Now we can put our, check our washer. We can put our drain fitting in. Now these are the ones that thread in. And you can pull them out and let them drain. They won't fall out. You got to unthread them. But if you want to, when you close them, thread them in like that and you're good to go. And so, alright guys, well that was a good clean fit. Let's move over and do the other side now. And if you ever have any problems with these leaking, you can change them O-rings out. You can get O-rings at an auto parts store or get them at a hardware store and change those O-rings if they ever start leaking. But it takes a while. But that looks really good. Alright guys, same thing here. We used our air drill with a hole saw. Got our measurements done equally on each side. And now what we're gonna do is, before I put any 5200 in the hole and on here, I'm gonna go ahead and make him level. And I'm gonna punch a pilot hole. Not going too deep. Same thing here. Moved a little bit, so find your hole. Reset your fitting. Alright, so I got a good pilot hole here and a good pilot hole there. Now for the gooey part. Take this 5200, this black, and squeeze some out here and make a good heavy even coat on the hole. You don't want any water or exposed wood here. You can, if you have the gel coat, coat these holes with gel coat if you wanted to, and let them cure. But you know, this will work too and be just fine. Just keep an eye on it through the years, recoat them here every now and then. So that's a good, I'm gonna go look on the inside here, see how it looks. And that looks real good. So now we'll change our bit out. Go from our drill bit to our driver. All right. And we'll get messy again here. We'll put a good liberal amount all the way around this guy. That way we get a good bond between the boat and this fitting. You don't get no leakage. All right, that looks good. Put this lid on. I'll slide him in. Oh yeah. I'm taking, get our screw gun here before it falls out. There's the hole. Now I'm gonna start that one, and then we'll put this one in over here. Nice, good fit. All right, guys, so you see it's oozing out everywhere. That's really good. I'll come in here and wipe all that mess up. And it is messy. You ever mess the 5200 much, you know it gets everywhere. It's like anti-seize. All right, that looks really good. Now, just like a while ago, we can put our fitting in. Just like that. Not hard, guys. Just take your time, measure, do everything right. It'll be good. All right, guys. Next thing we'll do is we'll put our scuppers in over here. All right, guys. So now what I've done is I set this scupper. I put the center line of the scupper at the center line of the where the freeboard changes. And this is about where the boat sits in the water right here. So the reason it's a little lower is because if you look on the inside, there's a hole right there. Now it is about 2 inches above where the freeboard changes on the side of the boat. It's about 2 inches from here to there. And what that does, that's gonna make a slope from there to right here. And that's gonna be an 1.5 inch hose. And what that hole is for, if you come around on the outside, it's gonna be a drain, a low point drain right there for the floor. So that way the water, if anything water gets in here, to run out the back. And there's a scupper in here, so the valve type deal, flat valve. So used a 2 1/8 inch hole saw, my drill, and has a jam nut on the back that'll go on here like this and it'll thread in. And but I still have to put, you know, the good old 5200 on here. And I measured over 1 inch from the outside, left myself some room so this nut would have room and wouldn't get crammed up beside the side of the boat. Has about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch between here and there, so plenty of room. So I'm gonna take this fitting out right here. Try to. There it is. And so we're gonna put 5200 all in here real well, and all on these threads, and on the back side here. And we'll thread it in and we'll tighten it up. And that side will be done. We'll move to the other side. All right, so we got this side mounted. Make sure one thing that your scupper is up and down. That way it opens the right way. And this is the way it looks on the inside with the 5200 on it. So now we're gonna come over here. I already got my reference mark made, my measurement done, and we're gonna drill that hole. All right, let's drill the hole. get that cut. All right, we got a good clean hole cut, and my fitting is a little bit big, so I gotta come in here. It won't go all the way through. I gotta come in here with this little air grinder and ream it out some, just a little bit, maybe like a 1/16 of an inch. All right, so we got our hole reamed out, and one thing I want to show you is this is a check valve. This is a little rubber flap, and I marked the center. That way this guy's level when you put it in the hole. It's not off. You don't want that, it won't work right. I also have witness marks on top, so when it goes in, I can see how he needs to fit on the outside. So he'll be straight up and down. He won't be off to the side. All right, so what I'm gonna do is come in here and put the 5200 in here. And then on the back side here, I'm gonna put a bunch. And we'll go on the inside and tighten it up. That stuff's messy. It's good. It's nasty, but boy, it is good stuff though. A good amount. All of that exposed wood there, we want it to be covered up. We don't want no moisture to get on that area. We put a fresh transom in this boat. We want it to last. And a lot of guys don't like wood. I do. I used it for years. I've got boats out there that are going 20 years on transom still. It's all how you put them in. You do stocks, you work, put them in dry. Leave a lot of exposed corners and crevices on them. You can expect a maybe 5-6-year-old transom. You go in there and put a good, tight, solid transom in. You can expect good 15-20 years out of one or more. Okay, that looks good. Now, what I'm gonna do, wipe my hands off here real quick. And take this through hole fitting right here. And I'm gonna put right in the gusset. 5200. This one doesn't have rubber O-rings on it or gaskets, so sealant works really good for these. All right, there's a good liberal amount there. Okay. Make sure you don't miss none like I did. All right. Find our up and down mark, and we'll poke them in. Just like that. I can feel that sealant bedding in when I push it in. Now, we'll come on the inside, and we'll put sealant around here, around this nut. And then we'll thread him on and tighten him up. And that'll be it. That's all there is to that job there. Pretty simple. So what I do is I come in here with these big channel locks in here. And I tighten that nut up with these, and I hold this straight up and down my line so my check valve doesn't get off. And I just tighten them up with those big channel locks. That's all there is to it, guys. Nice, pretty fit. Looks good out on the outside. Our check valve is, I know it kind of looks off, but it is actually straight up and down. Evenly spaced. This side's done, and this side's done. So, in the next video, I'll show you where we'll do the connection in the floor and the hose in between the two, and how we'll use these stainless steel clamps that I use with a binder. These stainless steel clamps here are like a zip tie, but they're stainless, and I have a special tool that tightens up the hoses, and it'll go around that barred fitting real tight. So, and all right, guys, well, to the next video, have a good one. Please like and subscribe. Any comments are always welcome. And thank you for watching.